Hi, my name is Jennifer Jackson, and I want to share with you all a little bit about my NACA home buying journey so far. So, NACA is a program that offers first-time home buyers affordable mortgages to purchase their first home. So I first found out about this program through my friend. She was really excited. She told me about it, and from hearing about it from her, I did my research and went and found a NACA workshop. So a NACA workshop is where you kind of go, learn more information about the program, about the history of the organization and the purpose of the organization. After going, I was really excited to learn more about the program, to get involved with it. But after going through the initial workshop, I did my first workshop actually a little bit over a year ago. Although I was really excited, I knew that I wasn't quite ready to buy a home. Just like my financial situation, I was in transition in a lot of ways, and I just knew that at that moment I wasn't necessarily ready to buy a home. But at that first step, my first workshop, I did receive my NACA ID and a login to my NACA web file. So after that, I had my ID, my web file, and again, for a little bit over a year, I've had it, and the account has kind of been dormant or inactive because I haven't been putting things towards it. But now, at this moment, I am actually ready to purchase a home, so I'm really excited about starting that journey and the next step in the process. So although I did my workshop over a year ago, my next step is to get an intake call with a counselor. So I'm in the metro Atlanta area, my office is Atlanta, and so upon doing that or knowing that I was ready to buy a home, I started doing research on the next steps of the NACA process. So if you go to the workshop, they actually will give you a book, like a yellow book that goes through all the things you would need for your qualification process, all the documentation that they would need you to have for your intake call. And NACA is unique and different because for their mortgage, unlike more traditional mortgages, they do not go off of your credit score. And because they do not go off of your credit score, there's a lot of other documentation and process that they need to have in order to qualify you for a mortgage. And so knowing all of that, again, in preparation for my intake call, I did a lot of research. And so through my research, I did a couple of different things, right? So first thing that I did was actually attend 2 NACA webinars that they have located through the organization. So on the website, if you go there, you will see every week they have a webinar on how to operate your web file, which is the place where you go online to upload your documents, and what it's like to go through the qualification process, which is what you do when you meet your NACA counselor. Again, if any of this is confusing, go to a workshop, go to the website, they'll kind of explain more of these steps. But in the intake call, what you do is this is when you go first meet your counselor and bring them all of your documents in preparation to get qualified for your mortgage so you can go out and shop for your home. So on top of going to my 2 webinars online that I went to for NACA, I also did a lot of personal research. So Googling, YouTube, talking to friends and family. And when I did this, I was actually kind of nervous because a lot of my friends and family and people on YouTube have a lot of negative experiences with NACA so far. So I hear a lot of people talking about the process took a really long time, the people were really disorganized, they had to send documents 2 and 3, 4 different times, and honestly, I had my intake call on Monday, and it is Wednesday, and that has definitely not been my personal experience at all. I had a really great counselor, her name is Diamond, and she's been so helpful as far as me getting to my qualification stage. But with that being said, it is a lot of preparation that I did on my end. So apart from doing my research and going to the webinars, I also prepared my documents. So here is a picture of I have this binder of all of my personal documents and things printed out that I needed for my intake call. So I did this before I went to my first session, just from learning more about just the research and being kind of apprehensive about the process. I wanted to be super prepared. And this came in really, really handy, especially when I went to my intake call because I wasn't able to upload all of my documents online, but I had a printout of all of my documents, all of my bank statements, pay stubs, everything, as well as kept a Google Drive folder of all of my backups. So should I need to give anything to my counselor or hand anything off, I would always be able to go back and print off a new copy as needed. So I think that was really key and why my first steps in my process was very easeful. Also, another thing that was really key was that I was really diligent and financially secure when I decided to start the journey. So again, I went to my first workshop over a year ago, and now that I'm in a better financial state, my credit score is up, I have low to no debt, my credit card bills have been paid on time, all of these things, I'm in a good spot to be able to go and qualify for a home. So that was two really important things that I did. But when I did my first intake call on Monday, I actually did have some action items. So if you go to your first intake call and you don't get everything done in that very first meeting, and that first meeting, they say is about 2 hours, mine was about 4 hours, and not because it was bad, but just because we were moving along the stages so quickly, because I had all my documents and everything. But so after my first intake call, I did leave with some action steps or some things that I needed to do in order to prep for our next follow-up call. But my counselor, she was really good. She emailed me the very next day with some follow-up action items for me that I still had outstanding. That very night after I got out of my intake call, I made sure I did the action items that were outstanding for myself, updated my file. I came back actually to the office today, which is Wednesday, 2 days later from when I first did it, to just give some more files to my counselor so that she had everything that she needed to help expedite my process. So again, things that I did, I believe, differently, or that I was really passionate or serious about getting through the process, is that I acted very quickly. I had all of my documents prepared. Talking to my counselor, try to make things as easeful for her as possible as far as being prepared, giving her what she needed. If there is a case, and this hasn't been my case, where she needs additional documents or me to give her something again, I'm more than willing and able to do so, because I know that my end goal is to purchase a home. And so, like I said, so far my NACA process, this is day 3 after my intake call, has been pretty smooth and easeful, and I'm really fortunate to say that. Like I said, I had a great counselor, was very prepared. It took me a while to put this together, not even gonna lie, but it's definitely been worth it. So I'm really excited to keep moving forward throughout my NACA process, and can't wait to give you an update as I get closer to buying my first home.